When LEGO recently unveiled their 3 new Star Wars mechs, I saw a pretty common sentiment around the internet. That sentiment being that LEGO releases far too many mechs and that they're basically doing them for every theme now. I did a little bit of research into this and I found that out of the around 130 themes that LEGO have come out with, only 28 of them have at least one set that contains a mech. Which, if we do the math, means that only 21.5% of all themes contain mechs, which is about 1 in 5, which actually thinking about it is actually quite a lot. But this idea of people saying that they'll make a mech for just about anything got the weird side of my mock building brain cooking. I thought that if they would build a mech for everything, they'd have to build a mech for the worst theme that LEGO's ever made. That being, of course, the theme represented by this little guy. The recently cancelled LEGO video. Similar to my last mech video on this IG-12, I wanted to have the main structure very similar to the actual mech sets that LEGO are currently releasing. These are known as small single-person mech joints, or SSPMs. And they create a frame that looks somewhat like this, which we will be turning into our Llama mech. The reason I'm picking Llama, of course, because he is the mascot of LEGO Video, the icon, the face, the brand, the name, everything. He even features a live-action performance in the just terrible music video that LEGO made for this theme. But building on from this mech, the first thing we have to add, of course, are the roller skates, because for some reason they gave the Llama roller skates and maracas, but a lot of this character does not make much sense, but it's just a bit of fun. So I built these roller skates using a bunch of different metallic silver coloured parts and pieces, and some printed dishes to create the wheels themselves. They're not that intense or highly detailed, but I'm pretty happy with how they came out. Anyway, up next are the legs to make those nice and detailed. You can see that the actual joint piece themselves are the wrong colour, that's just because the part does not exist in medium azure, but I wasn't about to let that stop me. I detailed up the legs with those medium azure parts as well as some coral disc pieces to represent the knee pads that the actual character wears. I also included some lime to kind of recreate the stripe design he's got on his trousers and added a coral belt buckle as well, because we're not leaving any details unbuilt. Next up, we need to bulk out those arms, making him look kind of wham. You can see that I've added some colour in besides the bright light orange. Again, the mech joints does not exist in that colour, which is unfortunate, but I still think it looks fine. On the wrists, you can see I've used medium azure mud guards to represent the bracelets that Llama wears, as well as on the shoulder, some corner tiles to represent the different tattoos that Llama has. I'm not sure if they're tattoos, but I think they look cool anyway. Up next, of course, I had to add in the maracas as Llama's weapons. Weapons is a strong word to use, but they're weapons. They're giant maraca battering hammers. Anyway, lime green, of course, was the natural colour to go with, and just some different parts to make a somewhat rounded shape. At the bottom of the maracas, you can actually see is the minifigure maraca piece, kind of leaning onto that aspect that most of the actual mech sets do, where you can connect the weapon in somewhere to the main build. And I thought this was the best place to put them. Now, as we know, most of the SSBMs use the actual minifigure head or helmet to represent the head or helmet of the mech, but I wanted to give a little bit of height to Llama, so I built his ears a little bit taller above his head, which I think was the correct decision. You can see I've mixed in a little bit more medium azure and coral to represent these little like marks on his face as well as his sunglasses, and then the back's entirely coral to represent that coral coloured t-shirt he's got going on. And with the final touches, this is what the Llama mech looks like in its full glory. You can see I've got the main man himself in there, he looks excellent. The mech's immediately recognisable to this character, but let's be honest, who the hell else was it going to be? On the actual front chest plate, I've included the exclusive beat bit tile included in Llama's beat box. If you don't know what either of those terms mean, I do not blame you. I still don't know how people thought this theme was a good idea. I was going to try and see if I could get this mech working in the app, but the entire thing crashed on me, so I canned that. There's also another cheeky little beat bit on the back. But yeah, this is how the Llama mech turned out. And when I first built this, I was so incredibly proud of it that I decided to take it on holiday with me. Yeah, I finished it up just before I left for Brickworld Chicago, so I took it on the trip. So here's that.
and some lovely gentlemen.
Yeah, would you like to know about video?
I would love to know about video.
Alright, we've got one piece of advice. DJ Llama, 2.
Oh my god, it's happening. DJ Llama 2 Electric Boogaloo, it's on its way.
You already know.
Wait.
I didn't tell you that.
And there you have it, my Lego Video Llama mech. DJ Llama, if you wish to give him his full name. I'm really proud of this. I've said it before in this video. This was kind of just a stupid idea that I had, but I was so happy with how it came out. The fact that I took it to Brickworld Chicago because I thought it was this good. And people seemed to really like it. They thought it was fun and silly and stupid, but it was still really appreciated, which I was really grateful for. Of course, I made this a nice posable mech, available in tons of different positions, whatever so be, even though the Maracas made it rather heavy on the arms. Because I enjoyed this mech so much in building it, I thought, well, if I can do one for video, I can do one for another theme. And then another theme. And then another theme. So much to the point that I am now saying on the internet, on live, that I'm committing myself to building at least one, sometimes multiple, mechs from every single Lego theme ever released. That big list I went through at the beginning of the video, every single one's gonna get a mech, without fail. And I mentioned before in a previous video, some of these mechs have been started, some of them have even been finished, as you can see spinning around in this part here. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned to see what these mechs are, because there's always a fun one coming around the corner. And don't worry, my channel isn't purely becoming a mech account now. I will still be doing my old Star Wars stuff and other odd videos here and there, but as a little side project, the Mech Marathon, which I'll now be calling it, is officially started. And it's gonna be mechin' awesome. Is that a phrase? No. Should we just go with it? Yeah, why not? Enjoy!